Hello there everyone, it is I, Omki or Excalibur here, and I am bringing you my version, my answers to getting to know a Transformer reviewer, or fan, or pie. I like pie. Do you like pie? Because I like pie. Alright, but that's off the topic. Now let's get this thing a-rolling with the first question. Question number 1. Is, how long have you been a Transformer fan? Now, I know a lot of Transformer fans have gone out and said, I've been a fan of Transformers all my life. Which is bullcrap, because you didn't pop out of your mom's womb going, Autobots transform and roll out. No, you had to grow up and develop a taste for the Transformers. And I'm going to actually try to pinpoint the exact moment that I became a Transformers fan. I became a Transformers fan about 3 or 4 years old. I became a really big fan of giant robots at that point in time. So, 3 or 4, I've been a fan since then. I am 23, so that's about 22, 23 years fandom right there. Hell yeah, I rock! Question 2. What is your earliest memory of Transformers? Well, I can actually, funny enough, my earliest memory of Transformers is actually way back when in the 80s. It was right when Transformers went into syndication, and VHS and things like that were released of the Transformers. I went with my grandfather, who's the coolest guy, by the way. I would just drop that in. He took me to a Blockbuster, so I could rent SOS Dinobots and War of the Dinobots. And, you know, through the whole weekend, I watched the crap out of those 2 episodes. I mean, oh, God. To me, there was nothing cooler than the Dinobots. Even now, I think that the Dinobots are the coolest Autobots out there. But, in any case, my grandpa surprised me at the end of my little weekend visit with my grandmother and him. He had taped the episodes for me from the tapes, because he had 2 VCRs and he hooked it up so he could do that. So when I was kind of a little sad we had to return them and whatnot, and he goes, but you don't have to fear, because look what I have, and showed me these, you know, bootleg copies of, the Dinobots that I had, or, you know, these Dinobot episodes. Don't worry, I didn't sell them or anything like that. I just watched them because it was something special to me for 2 reasons. Because Dinobots were my favorite, and, you know, my grandpa just kicked ass, and he was really nice and kind to do that for me, so I really appreciated it. Alright, question 3. What is my most favorite Transformer of all time? Well, my most favorite Transformer of all time. I can't actually answer that because I have several Transformers that I'm huge fans of. So, for me to do this, I actually have to list, you know, the Transformers that I like. From the G1 comics, my very favorite character was actually Grimlock. Just a quick explanation why. It's not because, you know, me Grimlock badass or anything. I honestly believe that it deals with the fact that Grimlock was a you know, Decepticon at one point, and realizes that there cannot be any peace between the 2 factions, and that so long as there's a Decepticon left, they will do what they can to destroy the Autobots. So he feels that, you know, the only way to fight fire is with fire, and that to eliminate you know, the said competition. Though also later down the line, from Beast Wars, actually, 2 characters I really liked from this genre. Actually, it was Dinobot and Megatron, but I'm more of a fan of Megatron from Beast Machines, and here's why. He's no longer a goofy villain. I mean, he's still cunning and whatnot, but he's not goofy like we like him. I mean, I like goofy Megatron too, and everyone else does. But I like the fact that he always has a backup plan and it always works. the Maximals think they win, and then Megatron goes, "No, not really. I had this up my sleeve the entire time. You suck, ha ha." Okay, and then lastly, Megatron from Animated. Just because he's in the same kind of mold as Beast Wars Megatron, except he's completely different, if that makes any sense. He always has a plan, but he's not just cunning, he's also, you know, very powerful and very ruthless. So there we go. That's, you know, my favorite Transformer characters of all time, pretty much in a nutshell. Question 4. What is my most prized Transformer possession? Well, my most prized Transformer possession, actually, it's not anything done by Hasbro or any toy company whatsoever. For you to understand, you have to hear this story. A few years back, my grandmother passed away, and I was very close with said grandmother, more so than my other grandmother, but that's neither here nor there. She passed away, and I was very upset. I had to leave school for a couple of days to, you know, go to the wake and the funeral, and it was horrible because, you know, it was one of those things. It was right before spring break, and I just wanted to be home with my family during this time because it was hard on all of us, and I could only have the 2 days for the wake and the funeral, and then I had to go back for a day of school and then be kicked off campus for spring break. It was completely nuts. Any case, so I came back, I called up my friends, you know, who I do a creative writing club with, and they say, "Hey, Owen, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna be showing up to, you know, creative writing club because I want to get back into some normality here." So I went, and, you know, I was there early, kind of, you know, just kind of relaxing, trying to relax from the long drive. My friends came up to me with this big poster board card, and on this poster board card they had excuse me, written some very you know, possibly one of the greatest lines from the Beast Wars cartoon series, from the episode The Spark, you know, where Rhinox says, "When a spark goes online, there's great rejoicing, but when a spark is extinguished, the universe weeps." I was very moved by this. It's once again, this is my most prized Transformer possession. I mean, I know it's not technically a Transformer memorabilia of any kind whatsoever, but it's definitely something that if someone were to be like, "I will give you Fortress Maximus for that, I will give you Star Saber, and I will, you know, lick your bunghole," I would, without hesitation, decline, because there is no item in the world that's Transformer related that could ever mean more to me than this item. So, you know, that's my most prized possession. Alright, question 5. Where do I come from in this wonderful wide world? Well, that's an interesting question, because I move around a lot, actually. Though usually I don't move around as much as I have been. As of right now, I am in Hirakata, which is a part of Osaka, which is a part of the big old country, you know, called Japan. The land of the rising sun and giant robots. So, you know, I'm in the right place for me. However, I originated from Bloomington, Indiana, which is the home of the Indiana Hoosiers. So if you're a big basketball fan, yo, I live right across the street from the Indiana, you know, the IU basketball stadium. I sound like I don't know anything about basketball, which I do, because I actually love the Hoosiers, and I do love to watch basketball. But in any case, but I go to school in the middle of nowhere town called New Concord, Ohio, to a small middle of nowhere college called Muskingum. So, you know, there you go. That's where I am from the world. Those are the places you can usually find me at.